that's like-minded people coming together. And so she's going to just flow some enthusiastic energy about you and your business and what you can do to be enthusiastic about your business. And she just has a wealth of information. And so without further ado, let's stand to our feet. Let's give this young, beautiful lady a round of applause. Bree Wood.
Thank you, everyone. Okay, first of all, we got to have a good time today, right? Yeah. You know, I thank you so much for that introduction. I am absolutely honored to be here with you all today. One of the reasons why I'm excited about being here is because I'm in a room with fabulous leaders. Don't you know that's what you are?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, my question is going to be asked once again, because one thing you will know about me, I believe in participation. Because, see, we can only make things happen when we do it together, okay? Do you understand what I'm saying? Yes. So, do you know that you're fabulous leaders in this room? Yes. Thank you. Thank you. And let me explain why. No matter why you are here, whether you were terminated from a job and you had to come out of necessity to find something for yourself, you're here for a reason, because a lot of us prayed about being out of the jobs that we were. And let's be real, you did. You were in the shower before you had to get in. So this is what we're talking about, is embracing the change. See, we have to be excited about the changes that we have in our lives because it's inevitable. Because if we don't change, what are we going to do? We're going to die. And right now, there's enough of us that we can make things happen. And some of us are our biggest obstacle. But let me tell you something. It's okay to be your biggest obstacle, but if you have a little flame simmering below, somebody's going to see that flame. And they're going to start waving that for you. And then when you figure out, hey, you know what, I can do some of these things, then your flame is going to get bigger. And that's why we have places like this, Successful Thinkers. And I'm very, very honored to be a part of this group. I'm very honored to know some of the people that are here. And let me explain why enthusiasm is important for your change, embracing change. Enthusiasm is important because you may not know what to do, but you know you got to do something. And there's something that you have inside of you that needs to come out. And if you just keep it to yourself, there's nobody here to help you. But once you start getting enthusiastic about what you're doing, I'm kind of excited, but I don't know where to go. Somebody's like, I'm glad, because you know what's about one thing that's really great about enthusiasm? It's contagious. So come on, let's infect some people with our enthusiasm. See, when you stand there by yourself, you can't do too much. You can maybe hit 10 people, right? You can move that mountain. We're some powerful people. You know, Tim, you said you were here, but you can move the mountain by yourself, right? But isn't it so much easier when you have a team of people to move around? And I have been with some of the most fabulous people I have met about a year ago. Hasn't it been a little bit over? Let me give you a little bit about my background here. Have you ever been through a state of, I don't know where I'm going to go and how I'm going to get there? Have you?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Because that's where I was when I walked through the first Successful Thinkers at 7 o'clock in the morning at Arden Arcade. That's where I was. But I saw people who were enthusiastic about something. And I'm like, okay, let me get over here and see what they got going on over here. And then I learned, as all the wonderful information that has been brought to me through these meetings, I've learned, wow, I can get up here and do anything I want to. Now, your parents said it, but life experiences also give you some negative filters sometimes. But there was something genuine about the people that I met. And we started coming together. And then we started moving. And we started, I'm going to say it, grooving. To get us to that next level. I walked in, somebody said about 6 months ago, Jean, you have changed. I know. It's because I started getting enthusiastic about what I was doing and who I was doing it with. And that's important, everybody. It is very important that you are enthusiastic, but can I ask you to harness it? Don't squash it. Harness it. Because what happens is that there are people out there, and let's call them haters. They don't want you to do well. There are people out there that don't want you to do well. But guess what? That means you're doing something right. See, when you're doing something that people get upset that you're doing something, then you're doing something right. Because this is where you are going to go ahead and flourish. But when you come in here, which we have the concept of know, like, and trust, this is where you get your foundation. You start to learn who you can interview to be part of your team. And I have such a fabulous team. I have people like Richard who can tell me exactly when I met him. Yes. But he is an awesome individual. I have people like Louise, and I did sparkle up for her. And what made me happy about this is because I moved from not knowing where I wanted to go last year, developing a business plan. I started. And even though I worked for one other entity, I started my own company because of this. And being enthusiastic about it and showing a desire about it, do you know people said, how can I help you? And I said, I don't know, but will you? And so the first thing you have to do to make sure your enthusiasm come about, get out of your way. Get out of your own way, because that is the thing that we are our best asset and our worst asset. And how many of you heard this before? But how many of you need to hear it again? Okay? Because I'm not telling you anything new. I'm just trying to reiterate, because there are times when that negative feedback we get sometimes is very discouraging. But understand, sometimes that negative feedback is what we need to move forward. Because then we get to the positive people in our lives, and we come to places like Successful Thinkers, and we learn how to be enthusiastic. Because when you come in here, what do you get? A smile? You get a hug from some people, and you know what? You meet a genuine friend. And this is what we have to do. But let me go back to how can it affect your business. Now, how many of you have been in business for a year or so on your own? All right. Okay. How many of you, this is your first venture out? All right. That's okay. And that's fabulous. Now, for those who've been in business, don't you wish you had something like this that could help you along, give you the information and some tools to help you get to the next level? Amen. Now, some of you are like, oh, maybe. I can do it on my own because I'm that good. And I'm so happy for you. But the fact of the matter is, we all need each other. We all need each other because we are a community. And we have to be enthusiastic about that because, you know, one of the things that when I was reading more into what I have gotten myself into is that we need to change our situation. We need to change our world. And guess what? With the amount of people that we have in here, we are capable of doing such. Now, the only thing is that we have to be enthusiastic about it. And because guess what? It's some hard work, really, it is. It is, you know, when you start getting in the trenches of doing what it is that you need to do, when you start getting obstacles at that particular point. And how many of you don't like obstacles? I don't. But unfortunately, it's one of those things that we have to face. But that's where, when we get our team together, we can move forward and they can help us. Because when we do it by ourselves sometimes, we stop ourselves. We sit down in that chaise lounge or go to, say we're going to a meeting, but actually go out to lunch or to a movie. But if we have a team that holds each other accountable, you can't help to help fuel each other's enthusiasm because you're not in it by yourself. And we're never in it by ourselves. We just sometimes choose to be by ourselves. So with that being said, are y'all ready to be more enthusiastic about what it is that you're ready to do? I know. See, what we're here to do is not only have a good lunch, not only to meet some wonderful people, but we're here to move our businesses forward, but also we're here to change our world. And we start by our own community. I was sharing with April something that has happened. Now, do you know that things don't always happen right away? Okay, I was like preaching to the choir. Things don't always happen right away, but let me explain something that happened this past week. I'm sitting at my computer trying to think of a wonderful quip to put on Facebook so I can get my post out there, because we're supposed to have so many posts a day. And I'm like, how am I supposed to do my business if I'm consistently posting? That's my challenge. But I was sitting there, and the next thing I know, Jean, I need to talk to you. I'm like, okay, you can talk to me. When do you want to meet? And then, do you know, within one day, I had 6 people asking me to meet with me. And I said, I'm popular all of a sudden, And then all of a sudden, when I got there, I was able to come together and bring folks together. Be able to bring not only for myself, but for the other people to help change our community. And then the next thing I know, the next day, I have 4 people. So I was like, 10 people in 2 days? What is going on? Maybe it's the deodorant I changed. I don't know. But you have to put the seeds out there. It's not going to come immediately. Believe me, it's been a year. But one thing that I have noticed is that I've gotten out there. I decided I wanted to get out there. And then I decided to partner up with people who were willing to do the same thing. And sometimes our opinion don't always match, and that's okay. But I had to be the one to help drive my force. But then I also needed some other folks to help fuel my fire, because there were times when I'm like, I don't feel like doing this because I had too many people. I called and they told me, not at this time. And when I hear not at this time, I'm like, what's wrong? What's wrong with this time? We need it now. You need the service. You need everything I have right now. But it's okay. It is okay. Because what will happen is that they will call you. And so be enthusiastic about that as well. Be enthusiastic about the change, because the change is scary. How many of y'all had to do some things that you didn't want to do? Okay, thank you. Okay, because, there are certain times where you don't want to do what you have to do, but it's going to get you to the next level. Embrace it. As they say, take the bulls by the horn and embrace that change. It's not something you want to do. How you go about doing it, I'm a procrastinator. Yes, say hello, Jean. Hi, I'm a procrastinator. But with these changes that are going on in my life and what my team is holding me accountable for, I can't procrastinate anymore. And it's just amazing how here I am last year. I was, selling a product, but I did not have any direction. But I had enthusiasm. I knew I had something I can offer. And then with that, wow, that got loud. And with that, I was able to generate some momentum. And then, so have you started generating your momentum? Have you started meeting the people and interviewing the people that are going to be on your team. You know, can I ask somebody something? Can I just pick on somebody, you know, just because? Because I told you I like participation. Sure. Okay, fabulous. You, young man. Yeah, you. What's your name? Javon. You all know Javon. I'm just really now meeting Javon because I have been in the Solano County area. Javon, come over here. Give him a hand. Javon, have you built your team from this group, or did you already have a team in place?
From this group, actually.
Can y'all hear Javon? Yeah. Okay. So how did you come about doing that?
Well, I was attending DeVry, and they were like, if you're business orientated and you're really determined, you should come to a meeting at Strikes. It's called Successful Thinkers. And at first I was like, I'll think about it. And then I said, you know what? I'm new to the area. I might as well just get out there and see what it has to offer.
Now, did you start getting excited when you came into this meeting? Be honest.
My first thought was just, wow, people.
Yeah, there's people.
So you know, the environment, it just started to shift, and everyone seemed to greet me with opening arms. So I said, okay, I agree. This can actually make something. I can improve. And
doesn't he have a nice smile?
I'm having a hard time hearing you though.
Okay, speak into the mic.
Thank you. And actually, it's became excellent. I've made my own. I've made my own group or my team, and they are very productive. They support me, and I believe that we can do better because there are always times that you can improve and see the change, as she is saying today, Ms. Hooks.
Thank you. I like Ms. Hooks. But were you enthusiastic about what you were doing?
Oh yes, I try to show my alacrity at all times.
I didn't know we could get that at DeVry. Okay. No, that's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, thank you very much. Let's give Javon a hand. Okay, see, the reason why I'm going to just, sometimes I will arbitrarily pick people out because the fact of the matter is you are your best example. And when you're seeing how enthusiasm can work for you, how it can work for someone else, it can work for you. You know, principles are the same. I don't care who you are. You have to be enthusiastic. You have to fan your fire. You have to let your light shine. And if you don't let your light shine, how are we to see you? You all have so much to offer. You all have so much to do because you have a lot to do. As long as we have breath in our bodies, we got a lot to do. And there's a lot to accomplish. And we can't do it when we are depressed. Because how many of you ever received a moment in life where it was just very hard and you found it hard to get out of bed? Let me explain something to you. That has happened to me. I am also what you call a work in progress. And it was hard to get out and not focus on anything because I wasn't excited about anything. And you know what happened when I wasn't excited about nothing? Nothing. Nothing at all. And so this group, this whole organization helped me regain my enthusiasm. It helped me, and it helps you as well, as long as you allow it to. So a lot of it is up to you, but you have some wonderful people who's really wanting to help you get to the next level. So when you're dealing with your lack of things that you need to do, you got to get out there and fan your fire. There's a gentleman right here in the shorts because he's, you know, you're cool. No, come on. Come on. I love participation. What is your name, sir?
My name's Greg.
Greg, I've never met you before, have I, Greg? See, I'm thinking men. I'll pick a little. Okay. I like hugs, too. Greg, what is it that you're doing now?
Well, I wholesale houses.
Oh, you wholesale houses. Yeah. Okay, so you got a lot of business going on right now.
Yeah. Yes, we do.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a crazy market right now.
Yeah, very crazy.
But how are you coming about with getting your team together and everything?
Well, my industry is a little bit different. You know, I deal with large investors, so it's taken me a couple years to build my investor network and my contacts into the banks. So I kind of deal in a very small group of people. But I like this kind of enthusiasm in team because it's an overall building of personality and things like that. That's why I come.
Okay, thank you. Now, I appreciate that, so thank you very much. Have a seat down.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, now, did you understand what he was saying? Coming here, even though it may not be exactly what is in your market, but coming here helps for your self-development. You get that enthusiasm and get it going in a beautiful way. And how best is when we develop ourselves, we can develop others, right? Yes. Thank you, thank you. I haven't picked on a woman. And I can't just, be male-oriented. That's just wrong. I need Nita to come up. And let me explain why I met Nita about a year ago. It's been about a year. And I didn't know how we were going to do business together. I love kisses, too. I didn't know how we were going to do business together. I just knew that after having a one-on-one with you, I do believe we had a one-on-one. Yes. Yeah, we did. I got to know her. I got to like her. And then, you know what? Ultimately, I began to trust her. Ooh, concept. I don't know. Have you heard that one before? But I have been working with her, and she's been working with me. We have been working together, and she is just a fabulous person that is enthusiastic about what she's doing. Okay, so tell me how enthusiasm has worked for you.
Well, I think that it's probably one of the greatest things that can be an asset to your business is to be enthusiastic about what you do. And since I love what I do, and I love the company that I'm with, it's easy for me to be enthusiastic, and I love to share it.
Okay, see, she loves. Yeah. See, don't you like being in a loving, positive environment? So thank you. Thank you very much, Nita. I say this all to say that, challenges are going to come to us. Changes are going to be imminent. There's no way we can get beyond it. But what we can do is embrace it, whether it feels good or not. We have to embrace the change because it's going to make us a better person. And sometimes we have to lose it all to gain it back because sometimes our perception is wrong. Have you ever thought of that? Sometimes if you lose everything, then you have to work at getting it back. Well, there's a chance, where we all can lose it. But then when you gain it back, you know how to use it a whole lot better than what you did when you had it before. And that's where the growth comes in. And so it may be hard sometimes because some of us have dealt with some dire straits, things in our life. Fortunately, people have been able to confide that in me. I'm not going to tell you who they are, but because they confided. But the fact of the matter is that they are embracing their change. It hurts, but they've embraced it because now they know what it is that they need to do differently. And then with having a support to get beyond that point, you can move the mountain. But you need a team to move that mountain faster. Because, see, one person, you guys are all leaders here. You are all leaders here. Yes. You are all leaders here. Yes. Dang, pull a teeth. But one of the things that you have to remember as leaders, we have to serve. And then when other people come up, they will serve you. So be the example, embrace your enthusiasm, and let's go forward and make a better day and a better community.